I didn't expect to enjoy dragging an unconscious NPC to the getaway vehicle this much, but here we are. The break-in drops you into a world where planning and improvisation turns simple theft into VR chaos. It's janky, it's messy, and it just might be some of the most fun I've had breaking the law in VR. In this video, I'm walking you through a review of The Break-In, a VR heist game. Starting off with what you can expect from this one, it's a heist game without a narrative. In fact, there's zero story to speak of, no campaign, storytelling items, not even a shady NPC to sell your goods to. This game does just fine without a story though. And it works because this game knows exactly what it is, a playground for felons. You're here to steal stuff. That's the entire premise: TVs, jewelry, appliances, and yes, even people, which is as messed up as it is enjoyable. There's something entertaining about sneaking into a house only to later drag a dazed NPC into your van like it's just another piece of loot. Now, unlike most games I review, this one is VR supported, not full VR. You can play it on PC, but if you've got a headset, it's definitely the more enjoyable way to play this game. As a heist simulator, the bones are solid. You gear up beforehand, selecting your loadout, your getaway vehicle, and the next poor building you're about to hit.
The target is an abandoned house. I feel like this skill level is going to be pretty low.
Once there, it's up to you. Go full stealth or start clocking NPCs left and right. Whatever your approach, it all feeds into that nice gameplay loop of spending your cash on better gear, fancier vehicles with more cargo space, and intel for future targets. As far as VR heist games with single and multiplayer go, at the very least I can't think of a good rival. Now let's talk about the mechanics. In a nutshell, this game has a lot going for it, though it's hard to ignore that it's noticeably buggy for a full release. That said, the core systems are engaging once you've wrapped your head around them. There's a lack of intuitiveness in certain areas. Take lockpicking for example. Performing the action itself is as easy as holding a pick to the lock, but figuring out how to equip one in the first place was a different story. And a menu in the lobby before the match is where you get your felony committing tools ready. Simply grabbing them and placing them on your belt in the safe house doesn't carry them into a heist, which both confused me and broke the immersion a bit. The class system is a more recent addition though, and it adds some good gameplay variety. The Infiltrator focuses on speed and stealth, ideal for players who want to stay in the shadows. The Strongman is all about brute force, lifting heavy objects with ease and taking down NPCs directly. The Mastermind leans into tech, using a laptop to hack systems and bypass security, especially valuable at higher difficulty levels. Paying for a perk doesn't actually unlock the perk. Instead, it unlocks the progression path towards the perk. Once you pay to unlock the path, hitting certain objectives or stealing specific items will earn you new skills. The general gameplay loop here feels natural though. You physically toss items into or onto your getaway vehicle, then hit an escape button to initiate the exit. That button starts a countdown which gets extended if the police have been alerted. If you get caught, you'll be tased and tossed in a police van, but teammates can break you out. It's still a little unclear what the actual consequence is for getting caught. As long as one player hits the escape button and doesn't get caught, it seems like the heist can still succeed. And being a physics-based game, there's a healthy dose of jank. Objects can clip and react unpredictably, but despite that, the mechanics manage to stay fun and engaging throughout. As for the graphics, there's really not much to say about them. Essentially what you see is exactly what you get. The visuals are pretty basic here. From the lighting to the objects, everything looks and feels basic. There's very little in the way of polish or visual flair. That said, the graphics don't take away from the experience. Despite their simplicity, they get the job done. Most objects are easy to identify at a glance, which is important when you're in the middle of work. So while the presentation isn't exactly great, it doesn't interfere with what makes the game fun. Audio-wise, there isn't a whole lot going on here either. You can hear footsteps, doors opening, and sleeping NPCs snoring, giving you audio cues. But the directional audio isn't always reliable. Sometimes it's tough to tell where sounds are actually coming from, which is less than ideal during a stealth run. There was also a noticeable glitch in multiplayer where voice chat volume dropped significantly. Even when someone was standing right next to me, they were barely audible. Not ideal for obvious reasons. On the plus side, the background music does a decent job of setting the tone. It fits the heist vibe well, but by default it's way too loud and can easily drown out voice comms unless you manually dial it down in the settings. Overall, the audio gets the job done, but definitely could use some refinement. Now, for a game that's not VR exclusive, this one offers solid settings for VR users. starting with the ability to toggle between floating hands and full body IK. It's a simple switch, but it's appreciated if you prefer to see your full avatar in VR. The vignette system is another highlight. It comes with a slider and transitions smoothly inside the headset, which gives users some flexibility for comfort without pulling you out of the experience. As for the menu design, it's mostly great. On one hand, needing to scroll through a chalkboard menu can be frustrating, but on the other hand, integrating the settings into the actual game space instead of using floating UI windows feels more cohesive for a VR experience. Floating menus might be common, but they don't always make sense for a game built with immersion in mind. All that said, when it comes to how immersive this game is, it finds its rhythm in the methodical but rewarding pace of thievery. Despite its rough visuals, the feeling of tactically making your move and tossing loot into your getaway vehicle is undeniably fun. Here are the scores so you can see how they might stack up against other VR titles. Even small systems like the full-body avatar contribute to the sense that you're in the world, not just playing from outside of it. The game has its fair share of jank, but that doesn't stop it from pulling you in once a heist gets started. What isn't jank though is smashing the like button. Thanks for watching, and until next time.
We're just gonna kidnap him. We get about $20,000 from him.
Okay. And here I thought all we had to do was steal things.